and welcome to Bronx Test coverage of the 2007 Bronx Ball. I'm Darren Jaime.
And I'm Yana Daly, coming to you from the world-famous Paradise Theater for this black tie event celebrating the new inductees into the Bronx Walk of Fame.
Some of the biggest names in entertainment, the literary world, and the sports world hail from the beautiful Bronx in New York City, as well as accomplished journalists and captains of industry. Their names proudly hang along the Grand Concourse. And tonight, we'll induct 5 more members.
That's right, and many Walk of Fame alumni are here with us this evening. They've come back home to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Bronx Walk of Fame.
So join us as we celebrate with the stars, under the stars of the beautiful Paradise Theater.
Well, Darren, you know, the Paradise Theater has a lot in common with the Bronx itself. They both have had good and bad times.
It's true this theater was closed in 1994 and avoided the wrecking ball a few times, but today it's been completely restored and is actually in the hands of a Walk of Famer, Kathy Moriarty Gentile, who joins us now.
How do you feel to be here, and how do you feel about what you've done for the Bronx?
I feel great to be here. It's good to be home. It's good to be home. It's good to be home in my own place. Yeah. I saw Snow White here as a child. So when my husband said, I have a surprise for you, come down, I want you to see something. And I never in a million years ever thought it would be this. Because, I mean, I grew up around the corner from here. And we searched and searched and searched for a place for Utopia Studios. And when he said this, I was like, and it actually took my breath away, because this is where I started my dreams. I used to come to here and be like, I'm gonna be on stage there, la la la, and here I am.
Here she is.
Yeah.
How important do you feel these events are, and the Bronx Walk of Fame is? Our viewers would like to hear a message from you.
Well, when they first asked me to be part of the Walk of Fame, I was overwhelmed and I was thrilled. And I think it's very important, because I think we all have roots, and I think it's always important to go home and to be proud of where you came from. Because I always was. I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, I'm from, and they always make something up. I was always proud of where I was from, and always came back home. And I just think it's vitally important, and I think it's always very important to give back to your community, because people believed in me when I was starting out. And I think there's a lot of unbelievably great talent there, and we're here to find that.
Well, a lot of your friends are here. They're all looking for you. Thank you, and welcome back home.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, as we told you at the top of the show, it's the 10th anniversary of the Bronx Walk of Fame. Now, one of the first inductees is right here with us, Mr. Robert Klein, and a longtime person with the Bronx. And when you come back as that first-time honoree and now to be a part of the 10-year celebration, got to be a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. You know, I love what's happening in the Bronx. I wrote an op-ed piece last year after I came back from visiting friends in this small town in France, and it reminded me of the Bronx that I grew up in, which I wrote about in my book, like a little village. I never took a bus to school in my life. Mm-hmm. I walked up PS 94, junior high school lady, Dearwood Clinton, carrying a baritone sax. There was a kind of a support system living in those Art Deco apartment buildings up there in what's now called Norwood. Mm-hmm. We called it Williamsbridge then. But anyway, wonderful things are happening in the Bronx, including the restoration of this Grand Theater, which I used to go to as a kid. I lived 2-3 miles up, Gun Hill Road and Decatur Avenue.
We're here with Doris Roberts. Introductions don't have to be made. We love her, and she's back home. She's here in the Bronx. How do you feel to be back in the Bronx?
Back home. It feels great. Has great excitement, great vitality.
How important do you believe the Bronx Walk of Fame is?
For me, it's very important. I do have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, but the Bronx Walk of Fame means a heck of a lot more than that for me.
How do you feel about the theater? Any memories here in the theater?
No, I don't remember this theater. No, isn't that awful?
We can start learning about it now.
All right, great.
Thank you for being here. Welcome home.
Thank you very much. Okay, thanks.
Well, we're here on the red carpet with this year's honoree, Dion DiMucci, and we're just glad to have you. Talk about being here and what this means.
Paradise Theater right here. Are you kidding? 1956, I met my wife here in the Bronx, and our first date was at this theater. Third balcony, first kiss, still together. That's what it means. So it's great to come back, you know, it's a great thing.
To go from the Bronx in blue to the Bronx on the red carpet, got to be a good feeling.
Great feeling. You know, there's just a lot here that my heart, my arms, and you know, I'm like part of the mortar. Lou Cicchetti had a record store right down here on Fordham Road. He used to call me every time a Hank Williams record or a Jimmy Reed record or a Howlin' Wolf record came into the store from the age of probably like in the 50s. For 5 years, he'd call me every time a record would, because he took a liking to me. I was about 10 years old, and I fell in love with this music. So he would call me. So things like that, you know. There's so many stories like that that made, you know, it's who I am.
Well, it's good to have you back, and we want you to enjoy. Good to have you back in the borough of the Bronx. We wish you all the best. Enjoy the day and what it brings to you tonight.
It's great to be here. God bless you.
God bless you. God bless you. Dion DiMucci right here.
We brought the atmosphere with us. You know what I'm talking about?
That's right.
Go.
That's right.
Go to Bronx.
Mr. Young, pleasure to have you here this evening. How do you feel to be back in the Bronx, and how do you feel about the Bronx?
The Bronx is New York, and I hear Kathy Moriarty is involved here, who I love, and she's beautiful and talented, just like the Bronx.
Just like you too.
Thank you.
How do you feel about the Bronx Walk of Fame? How important is it to be part of the Bronx Walk of Fame?
I'm a big shot.
You are a big shot. We know that already. The whole world knows that.
Well, it makes me a big shot. It makes me feel good.
All right, we're here at the beautiful Paradise Theater for the 2007 Bronx Ball, and joined by honorees Adventura this year. Talk about being here and what this means for you guys.
It means everything. I'm speaking for the rest of the guys that couldn't be here today. It means everything to us, actually, because I was raised in that street. You know, I used to play baseball in that corner with the rest of the guys, and for us to us, I mean, it's the biggest honor. I mean, there's not even words I could describe how I feel.
Now, you guys as a group has been able to blend music to the various cultures and really able to bring it home. Something like what the Bronx is like, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, we just did what we felt we had to do. We did music for us. At first, it was a hobby. But then later on, everything took off naturally. Like, we didn't really sit down in a lab and be like, all right, what we're going to do now? That happened after the second album.
Well, we wish you the best, and we know that all the guys can't be here, but you're representing and holding it down. And you got a word for the Bronx?
Excuse me?
You got a word for the Bronx?
I love the Bronx. I mean, born and raised here, man. Gotta love it.
I'll tell you this, I'm happy to be here in the Bronx. It's been a long time.
Any memories from the theater?
The memories that Sandy and I, this is my wife, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. How are you?
Sandy and I used to go up into the balcony, and we were intrigued by the clouds, and there were stars that were
And by each
twinkling.
other? Intrigued by each other.
That's right, we were. But we used to look, remember we looked at the stars? And it's one of the most beautiful theaters, and it's been renovated. It's the first time I'm seeing it.
So we've got former inductee right here sharing with us, legendary hip-hop DJ Red Alert on the red carpet. And Red, good to have you.
Hey, I'm happy to be here, man. You know, 10 years, and hey, listen here. A lot of people did a great contribution to become who they are, you know, represent this borough, you know, and so we all come together 10 years down the road.
Talk to us a little bit about the Bronx and that hip-hop connection, because it's a big thing. Everybody knows that the Bronx is the birthplace of hip-hop, and to be able to see hip-hop honorees, yourself, Curtis, Grandmaster Flash, you know, you guys getting props right here in your hometown.
This is the platform for us to know. The platform was for us to go ahead to show what we felt was, you know, was true to us with our culture. At that time, we were just going to the jams, you know, the way we was living, our environment, you know, the way we articulate a lot of things. We did not know it was going to become a big business. But, you know, we were just doing it for the fun of it. But I'm glad it started right here.
And another famous inductee, alumni right here, Mr. Melly Mel, pioneer of hip-hop. How did it feel to be back in the Bronx?
Well, I was just up here yesterday working out over at Bally, so it feels good. I mean, I love Fordham Road. They got a nice selection of women that walk back and forth with it, so I call this the runway.
The runway, right?
Yeah, it's the runway.
So you still work out here? You don't live here anymore?
No, I live right across the bridge in Jersey, but I mean, the Bronx has always, you know, been good to me, so, you know, you always got to be around, hang around. A lot of my friends still in the neighborhood, you know. So.
What do you remember most about the Bronx?
Just growing up, I mean, it was a nice place to grow up, contrary to what, you know, all the, you know, bad pictures that people painted about the Bronx, but it was a nice place, you know. A lot of people gave me a pass and they helped me out, you know, to be the person that I am right now. So I mean, I love the Bronx.
On the beautiful red carpet here at the Paradise Theater, our guest right now, Sonia Manzano, we thank you for joining us and sharing with us. It's got to be a good pleasure to come back right here in your hometown and be a part of such a great event.
It's always wonderful to come back to the Bronx. You know, before I was Maria from Sesame Street, I like to tell people I was Sonia from the Bronx, and I just love to come back and see it growing and changing the way it has been.
Talk about some of your favorite memories of just the Bronx.
I guess I remember going to Bear Mountain with my family from the Bronx, and I remember playing in Crotona Park. I remember Indian Lake in Crotona Park was a very big deal to me, and every time I go back to Crotona Park, my heart swells.
Darren, this is so exciting. I'm having a great time.
It's so exciting. So you know what we have to do. We have to go inside right now where the formal ceremony will begin, as well as the honorary tributes. Let's go in and take our seats, because there's so much that we want to be able to see and so much that we want to show you. So let's go inside. We're going to take our seats. You take yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world-famous Utopia Paradise Theater for the 2007 Bronx Ball. Tonight, we pay tribute to the latest inductees onto the Bronx Walk of Fame, including the Kings of Bachata, Adventura, doo-wop pioneer Dion, founder of the Improv Comedy Club, Bud Friedman, and Emmy Award-winning actress, Doris Roberts. With special appearances by Bronx Walk of Fame alumni, including Danny Aiello, DJ Red Alert, Dominic Chianese, Joe Franklin, Robert Klein, Sonia Manzano, Rita Moreno, Kathy Moriarty Gentile, Ed Pinkney, Marvin Scott, Burt Young, and members of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. With a special tribute to legendary R&B crooner Luther Vandross. And now, please welcome our Mistress of Ceremonies and our host. She's an Oscar-nominated actress and a 2002 inductee into the Bronx Walk of Fame. He's the man at the helm of the Bronx, demonstrating that the Broadway song is right. The Bronx really is up. Please welcome Kathy Moriarty Gentile and Bronx Borough President Adolfo Carrion Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bronx Ball 2007. For those of you who are coming home, welcome home. Welcome back to the Bronx. I see so many friends, so many people who grew up here. I am so delighted to be with this wonderful and beautiful lady who is a star of film, but most importantly, she's a Bronx girl. Kathy Moriarty Gentile. We're back at what used to be the Lowe's Paradise Theater, and I know that there's lots of memories here. As a matter of fact, when I first got to the entrance of the theater early tonight, I ran into Dion of Dion and the Belmonts. And you know what he said to me? He said, "Meet my wife, Susan." And the lovely Susan was there, and we greeted, and we kissed, and we did the Bronx hug, which is really warm and fuzzy. You know what I'm talking about. And then he said, "Adolfo, you know what? This means a lot to me, because in 1956, we had our first date right here at the Lowe's Paradise Theater, and they're still together from the Bronx." So I want to welcome you all. I want to welcome my dear friend, Kathy Moriarty. Kathy and Joe Gentile, her husband, who's sitting right here. And Joe, why don't you stand up so everybody can see you? Joe, thank you for your investment in the Bronx and your faith in the Bronx. Kathy and Joe are running this theater, and what they've done is they've taken it from the Lowe's Paradise Theater to the Utopia Paradise Theater. Double paradise. Kathy was inducted in 2002 to the Bronx Walk of Fame, and we were so glad when she accepted and she came and she was received so warmly. And since then, she's done some important work in film, but more importantly, she's come back home to the Bronx as an investor and a believer that her home community is back, and the kids in this community have so much to offer to the arts and to our economy and to the future of our city and to the future of our country. And so she came back and invested with her husband, Joe, in the Bronx, and they're running this beautiful theater. Now, if you're looking from the outside, yes, that deserves a big applause, absolutely. You know, when you're coming up the Grand Concourse, you look at it and you come by the Lowe's Paradise Theater, you don't think that inside this beautiful building is this amazing, amazing Beaux-Arts 1929 restored theater. And I have heard comment after comment after comment tonight about how beautiful this theater is and how many memories are in this place. I know that Danny Aiello fell in love on that theater, on that balcony a whole bunch of times because he told me. But his wife is here and the one love of his life. He fell in love once, he says. The one last time that he fell in love, he found the woman of his dreams, and they've been married a long time. But it's good to be in the Lowe's Paradise Theater. It's good to see this beautiful theater restored. It's good to see everyone in black tie and the women in their beautiful dresses and gowns, and everybody dressed, as they say, to the nines here in the Bronx on the Grand Concourse. Now, I get to hang out with Kathy and call her my friend, and you know, it's a real privilege and an honor. But she and Joe made a critical decision to come home to the Bronx and to invest in the Bronx. And I'm very glad that they did that, because we know that the Bronx is back. The Yankees are building a new stadium. We built 30,000 units of housing in the last 5 years. Our unemployment rate was cut from 12% to just above 5% in 5 years. The Bronx is back. People are investing. Businesses are coming here. We're creating jobs. This community is back and is stronger than ever. And the indication of that is your support of our efforts, your presence here, and the fact that somebody like Kathy Moriarty would come home and say, you know what, we're going to invest in our home community. Kathy, on behalf of the Bronx, Joe, on behalf of the Bronx, thank you for coming home and helping us to build a stronger Bronx and a stronger city. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Moriarty, my dear friend.
Hi. Welcome to our little bit of paradise. I'm so excited. I was so happy. When I saw all my friends, I got so happy. I got to see everybody, and I just want to thank everybody for coming out and coming down to our little bit of paradise. And I want to thank my husband especially. When you know, all the girls were over one day in California, and we were bitching and whining and moaning and saying, and my husband finally turned around and said, well, why don't you guys just turn around and do something about it? He said, just start your own studio. And I was like, why don't you? Well, that's actually a pretty good idea. And, well, I thought of that. I did. And anyway, you are now about to eat dinner in my own studio. So thank you, Joe. And actually, on top of thanking Joe, I have to thank Adolfo, because without you, Adolfo, we wouldn't be here in the Bronx. So thank you to Adolfo and his team, and thank you to Joe. And to my children, my little Joseph and Kathy and Annabella. Yes, you, Joseph, my little date tonight. But I want to thank all of you for coming down tonight. Please make this your home, because it's going to be ours, hopefully for the next, I don't know, couple of million years, because it's cost about $1 trillion billion. And we plan on doing a lot of good family venue entertainment, and a lot of good things will come out of here. And hope you enjoy it. So, on with the show. Welcome, Doris. I am so happy to see you. Danny, Bert, I couldn't believe that you flew in for the weekend. Let's see, Dominic, always a pleasure. Dion, what can I say? I haven't seen you forever. And Robert, I just think you're wonderful, Mr. Klein. And I know, Bud, you're out there somewhere, and I know there's a whole bunch of other people that I am leaving out, but Adolfo's got the paper in his hand as usual, so that is not going to help me right now. So listen, enjoy the show, enjoy the dinner, have a great time tonight, and we'll come back up here later, and I'm sure I'll have something good to say then. So, enjoy.
Kathy Moriarty, ladies and gentlemen. This is wonderful. Thank you.